Hi, and welcome to the No Bullshit Moms podcast, where we dive into the world of motherhood with a twist. Join us as we explore the unfiltered, unapologetic, and sometimes controversial side of being a mom. From parenting fails to hot takes on the latest trends, we're here to keep it real and push the boundaries of traditional motherhood. So grab your coffee, put on your favorite pair of mom jeans, and get ready to embrace your inner edgy mom.
She's fancy, I'm trashy, as together, we're keeping it classy. Let's dive in. Welcome to No Bullshit Moms.
Welcome. This is our first podcast.
It is. And I'm super excited, and I'm also very nervous.
She is. She is very, very nervous. She's made me restart the podcast about 20 times now. But I'm putting my foot down, man.
Yep, this is it. This is the one, guys. There's no editing. This
and
is
to be fair,
real.
our kids are here. We have kids here. We are moms. They're everywhere. They're all
so
over
if
the
you
place.
hear someone talking, it is the children.
I've given them candy. I've
lots and lots of candy.
I gave them both a Ziploc bag and said, fill it on up.
This is why they like to come over here.
Well, that's
and
okay.
the candy's even labeled.
All right. So we wanted to start this podcast because me and Mindy have these conversations all day long. I work graves, so I'm up all day with my kid. She works, and if you hear my kid, she is upstairs.
She's running around. You can hear her cute little feet prints.
So, but we have these conversations and we get into these topics that I think could help other people, but also relate to other people as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that we have these conversations and I don't know.
I listen to podcasts. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just got into that endeavor.
I
wanted to start listening to them. And I've yet to find a podcast that I can fully relate to because I feel like sometimes it's all sugarcoated. Like, come on, that's not really what you're thinking. Let's really hear what you're thinking and feeling as a mother.
Yeah.
Not even just as a mother, but as a human being who's trying to juggle 50 things all at once. Like, It is impossible to keep our shit together.
We're here to bring it real. We're here to bring it honest. And, take it with a grain of salt. We're not here to offend anybody. And things that we do say could offend you. That's just...
And we're so sorry if we do offend you, but please know that's not our intentions.
Ever are our intentions to offend anybody. There is going to be swearing on this podcast. There's going to be, Mindy could possibly want to commit
I could probably talk
tomorrow.
About homicide way too much. Please know that I really am not homicidal. I might be, but I don't think I am. However, I do speak about it a lot.
So to begin, I'm just going to go ahead. We've rehearsed these bios a million times, and we had to write them down. Otherwise, we end up talking about crockpot meals in the midst of talking about ourselves.
It's so true.
And it just doesn't end up well.
But it's the anxiety, too. So with me, I have called Dari so many times, and I'm like, Dari, okay, I'm going to read it back to you. I'm going to read it back to you, and I'm going to make it look like I'm not reading this because... we want to get our point across, but don't want to look like it's staged either. However, guys, it's an impossible task for me. I have to read my bio because my anxiety is going to kick in and I'm going to end up saying something that I should not say. And it's going to make me look incredibly stupid.
So these are kind of written down for us, but just go with us. They're not that long, but we want you to know who you're listening to.
Yeah, we just want to give you a little insight, a little peek of who we are.
All right. So to begin, I'm Dari.
Hi, Dari.
I am honest and I'm outspoken. People would say I have a sharp edge and a great sense of humor. I do have an infectious laugh.
And that is very true. Sometimes I find myself just calling her to hear the fucking laugh.
The laugh has the power to brighten people's day. And I take pride in my ability to make other people laugh.
But what makes me laugh the most, my friend, is her planners and calendars. It's the little love letters that she puts in her husband's lunch every day. I'm serious. She really does that too. Her planners are ridiculous. I don't even own a planner, but she's got like 7 of them.
I gave you a planner.
She even probably puts in her planner, make husband's lunch. Do you?
I do not.
Oh.
That's just a given, just like my coffee trips. Like, I'm just going to do it. No
so you don't
what.
put go to the coffee shop in your planner?
I don't put go to the coffee shop in my planner because I definitely know I'm going to visit the coffee shop at least 3 to 4 times a day. And that is just my addiction. So.
But it's what makes her her. And I have to give her shit for it because it is hilarious.
Okay. I will always advocate for those in need. I'm always willing to lend a hand to anyone, come garage sales to cleaning your toilets. I will help.
And do you remember that 3 a.m. phone call when you had to show up in my house because SWAT was there?
I do, and I got my ass out of bed at 3 o'clock
She
in the
did.
morning.
She's a true friend.
I mean,
but we can talk about the whole SWAT thing in a whole nother
that's
episode.
a whole nother episode. In addition to being a friend, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm determined and brave, never backing down from a challenge, and I will always stand up for myself. Even in the face of adversity, I am committed to fighting for what I believe in.
Yeah, you do. But you also have a way of putting your own needs on the back burner. I do notice that because your heart is so huge and big and you feel this compassionate, you have a really compassionate side to you.
Very.
But with that compassionate side, you do self-sacrifice yourself. So if I can challenge you to something, it would be to use that resting bitch face and get into your power and know the balance between staying home and going out.
I would like to say that, but I'm 33 years old. I don't think it's changing at this point. But we'll see. And the resting bitch face, that's a whole nother episode. Came in.
Well, YOLO. I'm Mindy.
YOLO.
And just to be honest, really fast, I did have AI in the beginning try to help me create my bio, but it was using terms like I'm kind and I'm nice and I'm compassionate, and it was nothing like me. So I had to completely flip it upside down so you guys can really know who I am. But I am determined. I am well-rounded. I am a sarcastic mother who navigates the beautiful chaos of parenthood with honesty and a touch of humor. I do have a heart that rides that fine line between love and hate for the human race. I've learned to embrace the disconnect and chaos of life, always striving to be the best role model I can be.
What is your definition of a role model?
Well, what's a role model? Well, people do say I resemble Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, he's a role model, right?
You kind of look like him with your glasses
Especially with the glasses, right?
Yeah, is that why you don't wear them very often?
Yeah, that is exactly why I don't wear them, because I do look like him. I do love being me because it does piss off all the right people. Am I right? Or am I right?
You're right.
Or I'm right. I don't care what others' expectations of me are. Hell, I don't even care what my own expectations of me are. People do tell me I'm either hard to love or I'm just hard in general. And I say, I received that and thank you for the compliment, because I do find it a compliment. I do believe that honesty is the best policy.
That is a total lie.
Okay, guys, I do believe that a little white lie here and there can go a long ways. I am willing to share my experiences on this roller coaster called life, although sharing is caring. Please do not save me a seat by your side.
I thought I was the seat next to you.
Well, yeah, but you need to check that resting bitch face first. While being blunt and bold and maybe a sprinkle of sass, you can trust and believe I will always speak my mind.
That is true.
I do have a witty sense of humor that brings lightness to even the toughest days, reminding myself and everyone around me that laughter truly is the best medicine.
Checkmate.
Nope, another lie. But life is hard, guys. Parenting's hard. Where is the fucking manual? For real, though. There isn't one.
There isn't.
And I want one. However, when I'm not busy juggling family life and love life, you'll find me tapping into my inner darkness that calls to me.
I'm pretty sure they call that mental illness.
Oh, Dari, why are you giving all my secrets out?
I'm just letting you know.
It is a mental illness. One thing you'll never find me doing is I never want to connect with other people. That's that fine line I was talking about right there between love and hate for the human race. And sometimes, and if I'm being real, I feel like I have lost all hope in humanity. I do enjoy creating lasting memories with loved ones, but real talk and real truth, I'm probably the one creating the memories that are landing my loved ones in therapy.
She is the reason I work where I do. Let's just be fair, but that's a whole nother episode.
But I do offer unwavering determination. I'm not just a mother. Some people do call me a force of nature. Although some people do say I'm either a tornado or a hurricane, but it is a force nonetheless. In a world that can often feel overwhelming, I work hard to embody and believe that a little honesty can go just as far as you can throw it. And my level of sarcasm gets to the point where even I don't know if I'm kidding or not. But together, but laughter, but together with a lot of laughter. They say that laughing is the blah, blah, blah. Let me start that over. But laughter, blah, blah, blah. But we got laughter. but we got laughter. And they say that it's the best freaking medicine, right? But what they don't know is I am on some antipsychotics. Those meds are wonderful.
I can vouch she is.
Without those meds, I don't think I would be laughing.
Unless you're on the phone with me.
See, guys, I even tried to read the bio and I still got tongue-tied. You guys can only imagine if I was freestyling it exactly what it would turn out.
It's true. And now that we've done that, now you have a little bit of insight of who we are.
It's that anxiety, though.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about that for a second, because I feel like we all have a level of anxiety.
True.
Yeah, and I feel like the older we get more anxiety, especially being a mother. Yeah. We have this anxiety. I know when I was younger, I didn't have all this anxiety. In fact, I would show up at a party and I was the life of the party. You know, I didn't care. I didn't overthink what I was acting or what I was saying. Now I go into a grocery store and I see somebody and they'll be like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "What are you doing?" You know, I'm like, I should have in that moment been like, "I'm good. How are you?" But instead my brain like does this weird trapment inside it. And it's like, ask him why his jeans are blue. You know what I mean? And then I'm like,
his nose.
But then I walk away and I'm like, why did I say that? Why did I freaking say that? So my anxiety is real.
Yeah, I feel you.
There are going to be multiple times on this podcast where I'm going to have to start something over. I'm going to say something else. I'll probably start mooing. I could start quacking. Who knows?
It's true. She has called me in mood before, so.
Yeah, it's insane.
To be fair, this podcast isn't just for moms. It's for everybody. It's for anybody who goes through the same types of things that we go through. Mindy has so many experiences in life that she's going to share on this podcast that I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to and understand. And if not, then they're going to understand somebody else in their life who is just like her.
Guys, I've literally gone down every road. And I was the one at every crossroad that says, go this way, don't go this way. I went to the one that said, don't go this way. I went that direction.
Yeah. And she still continues to do that.
And I still do it. So I'm like going around. It's like being on a carousel, right? I'm just going in the same circle, hoping to find a different lesson. But guess what? The lessons are all the same.
They are. And until you learn it, you ain't getting off of it.
See, and then there's Dari over here. That we kind of balance each other out very well because she's a little more put together. Although I do know she's got a dark side to her. Do not let her fool you. She does have it. It's there. We've talked about it. But
I also have anxiety.
But you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at you that you have that dark side.
No.
Because people look at me and they know instantly.
Well, to be fair, I would say yes, they do. Because in all reality, people look at you and think you're this bubbly person. And then they look at me and they're like, wow, she's a real big bitch.
That is true.
She's a real big bitch.
That is true because I do come across as a more bubblier person where you do come across more as a bitch. But it's really the opposite. I'm really the bitch and you're really the bubbly person.
It's
but
true.
They're just going off our physical looks. Like because of that, I have more of like I have a face that looks like I want to connect with people. I want to know you. I want to talk to you. I want to hear about all your flaws and all your good days. But in reality, I don't want to hear about any of it. Don't ask me how I am and I'm not going to ask you how you are. That's what I look like, though. I look like somebody that someone else could come to and have a conversation with.
You're approachable.
If I was to see you at a grocery store, you would be the last person that I would want to come up and talk to. However,
to be fair, anybody I've ever met in my life, the first thing they tell me is you're not who I thought you were.
Right. I was just going to say, however, knowing you for 17 years now?
Yeah.
You would be the first person that I would go to now because I know your personality. But you're intimidating just by first glance.
Yeah. And it's a strength and a flaw, all in the same.
And
see,
I'm
people
get to know
appreciate
me.
It.
Well, people get to know me, and then I'm the last person they call because they don't have money for that therapy bill.
To be fair, though, I've learned a lot throughout my life that I'm so used to it now that it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. I mean, people tell me all the time, you're not who I thought you were when I first met you. I would have never approached you had you not approached me. I will approach somebody. I will have a conversation where you're like, no,
ain't doing it.
I don't mind having those conversations with people. I work in a domestic violence shelter. I deal with a lot of different things. Crisis is probably my number one thing.
She's so good at a crisis, guys.
I can handle a crisis like no other
See, and it's really helpful to have your best friend be so good at a crisis because I'm the one that starts the crisis and she's the one that comes in and cleans it up.
It's true. And to be fair, like, there are days where my job and being a mom and doing everything during the day is really hard. It's hard. I work all night. I work 8 hours a night. I'm full time. I'm tired most of the time. I'm so tired. But at the end of the day, I look back and I think about all the people that I get to meet and all the people that I get to talk to. And I appreciate the fact that I'm there. I appreciate that I get to do what I get to do.
Oh, yeah. See, and I don't do anything.
Well, most of the time you drop off my DoorDash.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That is helping people.
Yeah, I do help people.
You do.
You're right. I do help people.
And to be fair, Min, you have this want, and she does work with people who have dementia.
I'm good at it too.
You are. I can't do it.
The level of patience that I do not have patience for small children, but you can put me with like 100 my elderly friends that all have dementia, and you will see a level of patience that does not exist in any other area of my life.
Yeah.
Which is crazy though, because you would think that I would have more patience for people that have their minds right, but I don't. But you know what I love about them? It's when you're with them, it's as if you're experiencing the firsts with them. It's like they take a drink of a soda and it's like as if they've never just had a drink of that soda before. And you're like, because that's so good. Because that's so good. And then I'm trying to drink my soda going, so good. It's fulfilling. It is.
It is.
And if there's one area in my life where I'm not sarcastic and I'm not a bitch and I'm not running from the human race, it is with them.
Yeah. And I can vouch for that. My grandma has dementia. Mindy took care of my grandma. She stepped right in when I asked her if she would be willing to. And you took it and you rolled with it and it was phenomenal. And
I miss her.
Yeah.
Her grandma. Sorry, Sherry, not you. Her grandma is actually in a nursing home now.
She is.
So I don't get to see my BFF every single day anymore.
But we go see her. We plan to go see her. We do these things. It's a different experience when you do it. So
it is.
But in all honesty, to have somebody who's your friend who works with people like that and you're experiencing that, it gave me a lot more. It just made me feel more relaxed knowing that the person that was taking care of her.
Because you don't know who's taking care of them.
Yeah, it made me feel so much better knowing the person that was taking care of her was my best friend.
That's me, everybody. I'm the best friend.
If your grandparents are getting dementia, you know who to call.
I will be the best. I mean, that sounds egotistic, but I am the best when it comes to dementia.
It's true. You really are.
And not that we're going on a full subject of dementia, but that's just kind of describes a little bit about me. So don't let my raw and sarcastic and slightly bitchy personality, don't let that fool you. I do have a sensitive side to me.
She does. It's just that she has a very hard exterior. And
hard?
Try
extremely challenging.
To be fair, most people, you don't listen to anybody. And then they call me and they're like, can you call Mindy and tell her to do this? And I'm like, sure.
But then guess what? I will tell Dari, okay, I'll do that. And I will try and do that. But then I don't stick to it.
And she'll call me a week later and be like, I didn't do that. And I had to be honest because
you're my friend. Don't be mad at me. But I did. It's like going to your mom, like I did this because there's your best friend. If you can find a best friend in life, that best friend will hold you accountable. And that's exactly what you need. And I feel like we hold each other accountable.
We do. We do hold each other accountable. And it is a good relationship that you and I have that way because there are things that I do that I'm like, oh, crap. Now I got to go tell Mindy I did it.
It's very balanced, though. But when you're scared to tell your best friend something, then you should probably look inward and ask yourself, why am I so afraid? Because maybe I shouldn't be doing it.
Going into the podcast, what are some things that we do want to talk about on this podcast?
I would like to talk a lot about the challenges of being a mother with a mental illness.
Yeah.
I mean, and not that that's what the whole podcast is going to base upon, but that is something that I hold near and dear to my heart that I would like to share. Being a mother with a mental illness, I want to find the people that can also relate to that and use some information that also help them on their own journey. See, that was very compassionate of me. I can be compassionate.
You are compassionate when it's the things that really touch you.
I really blew myself away by saying that. Are you proud of me?
I am.
Yeah.
Good job.
What are some of the reasons you wanted to start this podcast?
I wanted to start this podcast because I feel like there's a lot of moms in my position who are doing it the way that I have to. I have 2 kids. I work grave shift. I don't sleep. I take care of my kids. And then during the week, I maybe get maybe like a little snippet of like 3 hours, 4 hours. I'm calling Mindy, like, call me by 11 o'clock. Call me by 11 o'clock.
I'm always saying to you, you need to sleep. You're going to end up in a freaking psych ward if you don't get some sleep.
But I do. I'm just trying to make it all happen. And we definitely live in a different world than like what I grew up in, you know?
Touche.
You have to have 2 incomes in the house. You have to. My husband
I
and
don't.
I work.
It's just me.
And you're killing it.
I am killing it.
You are.
But it would be a relief to have 2 incomes.
It would. But it's still, I mean, it makes it better, but it also is hard.
Yeah, it does.
You know?
But I also get a lot of support. I would dare say that the difference between you being married and you guys both work in graveyards, I would say even as me doing it by myself, I do get a heck of a lot more support with my child than what you do. You know what I mean? Because does that make sense?
I think so. Because
can you reword that to be make sense?
To be honest, Mindy her parents are both retired. You have,
before my mom was retired, she did own a daycare.
She owned a daycare. My mom is still working full time. My stepdad works full time. My dad works full time. My stepmom works full time. And then you have my husband who's working a week on graves, a week on day shifts, a week off. And then on the week off, the week off, he's usually picking up overtime. So it's like 2 days off in between the grave shifts and the day shifts. And then on the weeks that he's working graves, I'm also working graves because that's just my normal schedule.
Well, if you think about it too, because this just kind of came to my mind and I hope it comes out how I intend. So when people look at you, they see you as a married woman who does have the support between you and your husband.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when people look at me, they see a woman who's doing it all on her own with one child. Yeah. So I do feel like people pity me sometimes. And so I get the support a heck of a lot more because I am more pitied, which I don't want to be pitied because I really can do it.
I agree. I think, the support that I do get is when I do need my mom is absolutely there.
Did you just hear that? I did something really weird with my mouth. That just wanted to bring attention that, that was me and I heard it too.
But I do. Like if I call my mom and I'm like, hey, I've got training on this Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., she will help me figure it out. If Tyler's at work and he's in a position right now where he can't take time off. So
he's such a hardworking man.
I know. I'm so lucky.
Can I marry him?
Sure. Come on in. Why not? I'll be the one who cooks and cleans and you'll be the one who door dashes.
Okay.
But I do get a lot of help. It's just in a different sense of how you get your help. So
right, correct.
See,
we are rambling. We're rambling.
We ramble on the phone all the time anyway.
Guys, so this is something that you just need to be prepared for. If we show up with the subject, just expect a little bit of a rambling because we do get off topic quite a bit. But it's because we start engaging in these conversations and we become one with them. And so we just start speaking.
But on this podcast, we want to talk about these kind of things. We also want your input. We do have an email set up. It's modernmoms@gmail.com. You can email us your questions, your input, your whatever it is. Let's hear about it. Let's talk about it. We'll read your email online.
That was me. That was me because I just grabbed our list.
Well, she's grabbing my planner.
I'm grabbing Dari's planner because guess who's the one that wrote all this information down? Not me. It was her, the fancy one. The trashy one is just expecting her to get it all together. So is it okay if I just kind of go off of some of the stuff?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
So we really have put a lot of work into this with what we want to represent in the certain topics. And I think this is a good episode to kind of go over all of that.
Yeah, just to give you like an insight of what's to come, what episodes we are thinking of having. If there's a topic that you're interested in, that it is coming out sometime in the near future.
So we've got PTSD. which is a phenomenal one. Like, we're going to get real deep with some of these guys, like real deep. We've got NICU babies because Dari, she had a NICU baby. I actually had a NICU baby too. However, it was a completely different. Dari had a NICU baby during the pandemic that weighed like 1 pound.
Yeah.
Okay. And was in there for I think 100 days.
She made it 99 days. We got out right before the 100.
I remember that. I remember getting the picture. Intrusive thinking, I would say that's for all of us, but I get a hell of a lot of intrusive thinking. It's insane. Personality disorders. The reason we want to talk about personality disorders is because your friend Mindy here has a personality disorder. And I'm not ashamed of it.
She's
I'm not embarrassed.
And you shouldn't be. Comparing
traumas, weight, mental health, cutting, mom clicks, religions. I think religion's a big one, and I love everybody. Well, no, I don't. That's a lie. I don't love anybody.
I love everybody.
But I don't judge them for their religion. You live your life and I'll live mine. Just don't try to force me.
It's also a big topic that we want to talk about. And we will put a lot of thought into this. We're not trying to offend anybody when we do talk about it. But we live in Utah.
Yeah.
Religion is a big part of our everyday life everywhere you go. So it is something we want to talk about.
What about special needs children?
Yes.
Raising foster kids, daycare, domestic violence.
Yes.
The list goes on and on.
And on some of these episodes, we have other moms who are included in different things. As far as domestic violence, I work for a domestic violence shelter. So, there's some people that I might bring on the podcast to talk about some domestic violence. I also have a friend who's on the board of Utah Adoption who's going to come on and talk about that. Those are different things that a lot of us, we know about it, but do we really know all about it? Do we know what happens in those?
She also has a friend that with daycare too. When we talk about daycare, she's the one that has all the friends.
You have some friends too.
Sorry, I have you. See, because I don't like to connect with people.
Well, yeah. We do have some really good ideas for this podcast. And also, if you have ideas or if I don't know, if there's something you want to talk about, we'll have you on the podcast.
If you want to be on the podcast and you want to actually meet us, girl, you just send us an email. What is our email?
It is modernmoms@gmail.com.
See? She's the planner. She knows it all. I didn't even know that. And I even helped her set it up.
Well,
Sorry, I don't know any of my passwords. The amount of times that I have to change my passwords is unhealthy.
I keep all my passwords in my notes in my phone.
Of course you do. I'm the one that I'm not showing up to that doctor's appointment unless I get a text. So I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I knew I had a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I had this vibe, this feeling, this intuitive feeling that it was tomorrow. Sure enough, I got my text message this morning saying, you got an appointment at 10:20 tomorrow. See, now I know. Hopefully they send me that hour before reminder because there's a big possibility I'm going to forget.
Can we let's talk about this for a minute. I had an appointment last Friday that I needed to go to, but I called and said that my kids were sick. It was the only day that my husband and I were both off together and I didn't want to leave for 2 hours and then waste my whole night. Plus my kids wanted to carve pumpkins. I lied. I said my kids were sick. My kid is in the background going, I'm not sick, Mom. Mom, I
love that.
And I'm going, shh.
Yes, you are.
You're sick, damn it. But do you do that? Do you have instead of just calling and being like,
yes,
I need to reschedule this.
But then I go into this in-depth lie of so my grandma's grandma, who hasn't passed away yet because she's not dead, she's sick, but her brother died. So I have to go to that funeral and it's not in Utah, and so I have to travel to that funeral. So therefore, I will not be able to make the appointment when I could have easily have just said,
I need to
something's
reschedule
come
this appointment.
Up, and I unfortunately need to reschedule this. But I don't because we panic and we go into these big explanations of why we can't do something. Then I have to bring myself back and say, you're making yourself sound extremely stupid by trying to express why you're not going to your doctor's appointment. Just say, hey, can I reschedule? They don't care. They don't care.
They don't. I use my kids as my excuse for all of it.
I usually do with my kid too. I don't want to go today. My kids got COVID.
Your kids had COVID more than
When
any
COVID
kid in
hit,
this
it really
world.
wasn't real. It was a solid excuse there for a couple years.
I mean,
Nobody wanted to be around you, so it was easy to ditch out on responsibilities during COVID.
until I got COVID, I quit using it as an excuse because I promise you that shit sucked.
Well, yeah, because I do believe in karma, so I believe. So I always, my rule of thumb is if you are going to white lie out of something, don't say if they're already dead, you can use them as an excuse.
Oh, that's.
But if they're alive, don't say they've died, because I believe in karma, and I believe that if we say, "Well, my mom died," there's a big possibility that your mom could actually die because you lied about it. That's what I believe. But they don't know
I don't think I've ever used my.
They
mom
don't
died.
know my grandma or my grandpa's, and so if I say my grandma died, I'm being honest. My grandma died when I was 12 or 11. She's dead, so I'm going to continue to use that as an excuse not to have to go to work. My grandma just died.
To be fair, at my job, I really don't have to lie. My boss is pretty chill with me. She's pretty awesome. I do work for a great place, but when I do have an issue come up, I can be honest with it and be like, this is what's going on. I do have that with my job, at least.
See, I do too, but I'm like my own boss.
Yeah.
So I have to like really.
So she has to call me and tell me the excuse, so it makes her feel
so
better.
It makes me feel justified to stay in bed and watch a murder movie all day.
When I call my boss up, I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. She's like, all right, let's figure this out. You know, we do. I'm like your boss that doesn't. That's not your boss.
I hope you didn't just hear me gulp in the microphone.
Well, to be fair, you're probably going to hear us vape. You're going to hear us drink our coffee.
We're just
drink
real.
Out of our Stanleys.
We're just real.
We're
here,
not trying to
guys.
bring it to you fake. I'm sitting here with no makeup on.
And I think the whole point of all of this is to. My words are getting tongue-tied. The whole point of all of this is just to be as real as we can be.
Yeah.
It's not editing. It's not, we're real people that want to just share real life experiences that we have gone through with as much humor as we can, because humor truly, I'm not going to say the best medicine, but it can get you through some serious shit.
I would say it's healing.
So if you find us laughing about when we get on like subjects of some heavy stuff and you find us laughing about it, please know we're either in denial or we're just trying to make,
or we're laughing from our own experiences.
Yes.
I mean, well, we've talked about the SWAT that came on. That's a whole nother episode. When we talk about that episode, there's a lot of laughing.
Yeah, but at the time that it was actually happening, because it's legitimately true, but at the time it was happening, there was no laughing.
I mean, there
probably was. Guys, I can't wait to get into that episode. Yo, we're gonna post some pictures of us. You should follow us on TikTok. What's our TikTok?
Our TikTok is No Bullshit Moms, I believe.
Because you got to follow our TikTok so you can get some images of us, so you can picture us.
Our TikTok is No Bullshit Moms. Mindy is going to be in charge of the TikTok, so we'll see what happens and what gets posted. You never know. And again, our email is modernmoms@gmail.com. Send us an email. Tell us what you think.
Yeah. Ask us questions about ourselves, even more in depth than what we've already told you, because we didn't really go into too much depth.
Or if you want to talk about something or you have a comment, we'll read it on the pod. We don't give a shit. We don't care.
Send us criticism.
Yeah.
I love criticism, guys.
I love it and hate it all at the same time.
I love it.
But to be fair, we're just going to talk about what it's like to be a mom, what it's like to live this life, and the different things that you and I go through. We go through different things, and we're living very separate, like very different spectrums of life.
Yes.
You know, you're a single mom. I'm married. You've had your bout with mental illness.
I've had.
You
battle mental illness.
You battle it.
Daily.
I also, there's a big topic that we'll talk about with me. I recently had gastric bypass. Weight has been a big issue in my life. Weight has been a big factor in my life with a bunch of different
things. But that's what I admire the most about you. So it's like, I had no idea for so long that you were struggling as much as you were with your weight, because when I looked at you, that's what I loved the most about you. So it was surprising to me to hear that you struggled as long as you did with your weight.
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel that now that I've actually opened up a little bit more about it. But
girl, you be looking good.
I'll be wearing those crop tops, bitch.
Yeah, and you know what? I've been wearing the best damn sweats I can find. I ain't getting ready. If I have to get ready, I ain't coming.
To be fair, that's why I work the job I work too. Is like, I don't have to get ready for my job. I don't have to look fancy. I'm not trying to make anybody. I'm just trying to help people.
That's why I work the job I work too. I wake up, I'm in my jammies. I stay in my jammies. I pick my kid up in my jammies. I go home in my jammies.
I'd also love to know, like, this is just, I'd also love to know how many moms are working a schedule that I work.
That's if you're working graveyard, send us an email and let us know.
Yeah. How many moms
Because you
are
almost have to, though. Like,
I can't afford childcare.
Childcare is outrageous right now. Nobody can afford childcare. And you know what? I think that it's overpriced. I really do. I get you want to pay somebody to take care of your child, but childcare should not cost a second mortgage. It just should not.
Well, I know it's expensive. I know childcare, like taking care of kids, it's not. I mean, I'm raising 2 of them. It's not cheap, but it's expensive. I can't afford it. So I have to work grave shift. If we need that extra money,
but you also work grave shift so you can raise your kids during the day too, because we don't just have children and then not want to raise them. I mean, maybe some of us sometimes, but we have these children and we want to be a part of their life. We don't want to miss those little milestones. And so we're trying desperately to be these mothers, but we live in a society that wants us to either choose being a mother or being a businesswoman. Why can't we be both?
Well, and to be fair, so I think I learned this really early on when I had Joe. She started walking when I wasn't home. I was at work.
Oh.
So as soon as it started happening and like those milestones were happening, I also was just like, I'm not going to miss this. I'm not having any more kids. This is my only one. So I'm not going to miss everything that's happening because you want me to bag groceries. At the time I was working at a grocery store.
Hey, I'm really good at bagging groceries.
I was phenomenal.
I do it myself at Winco, and I've got real good at it.
Yeah. I don't bag them anymore. I just order them online.
You know what I do? I go to Winco, I bag my groceries, and then you know how they have like those paper bags?
Yeah.
I secretly love them, and so I usually steal a handful of them every time I go. And guess what? They just sit in my pantry. I never use them.
You just want
I just want them. I just want them so bad. I don't know what to do with them. But then I don't even have a trash can at my house.
You don't have a trash can?
I don't own a trash can. So sometimes I pull out these extra bags. Okay, Dari. Do you really want to go to Walmart and pay $14.99 for a plastic bag that you're going to throw all your trash in just to throw it into a bigger can that's going to be thrown into some kind of
into the
dumpster?
Of the toilet paper too.
But
don't get her
why
started.
buy trash bags when you can recycle the bags that you can get for free and save $14.99 every month and use that $14.99 to buy toilet paper that's going to be used to wipe your butt and just thrown down the toilet? It doesn't make sense to me.
I know. We've had this conversation a million times. I'm probably going to get her a trash can.
I've thought about making my own TP.
Oh, boy.
But then my OCD. See how that rhymed? TP with an OCD.
You're going to start rapping?
Yeah.
TP with the OCD.
But you see how so much of this stuff goes to waste. So why spend money on a trash bag when you can just go get your food? You get bags, you use them as your trash bag, throw them away. You're saving money. You're doing the earth a favor. I'm a great human being for doing that. So
when we say trashy and classy, this is what we're talking about.
I do own a trash can. It's just in my garage, and I don't want to bring it in. It's a white trash can. It's huge. It's white trash like me. White trash.
But you don't bring it in your house?
No, I don't. My kids we were cleaning the garage, and she goes outside, and she goes, "Wait, we own a trash can?" I'm like, yeah, we own a trash can. Everybody owns a trash can. But I usually, on my pantry door, I just hang the bag, and then I throw it away every day.
That just seems like a lot of extra work.
I don't want a big-ass trash can sitting in my house for yesterday's dinner to stink up my house. I needed to go in the trash as soon as possible.
Yeah, but you don't even have to go that far to put it in your big trash can. It's just sitting right there.
But you're wasting a big bag by just putting your dinner in it. You're wasting a big bag. The trash bags are expensive. So why not just use something smaller, like a grocery bag, put your food in there, tie it up, and throw it in the trash can?
I'm just
saving money.
I'm just a logical person. I have a trash bag. I have a trash can. I take it out to the trash when it's full. Actually, I don't take it out. My kids take it out. But I'm just living normal life over here with the trash.
Well, I'm living a normal life over here too. I'm just saving more money.
With your grocery bags?
Yeah, with my grocery bags that say Smith's, Winco, Walmart.
Oh, you just want them for the fancy, like, writing on them.
Well, no, if I
Mine smell like lavender.
Well, mine smell like a grocery store.
Oh,
but
boy.
if I go to a store like Vans or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Those bags are used for luggage bags because they're name brand bags, right?
You use them for like luggage.
Yeah,
Where the
like
hell are you going? You ain't
I
going
don't go nowhere, but I'm talking like people's houses, and they're like, "Girl, I love your bag." I'm like, "It was free with my shoes." It's Vans. I guess I'm trying to my ego's coming out. I'm trying to show people, "Yeah, look, I went to Van. I went to Van." You know?
No, for me, it would just be like I'd show up with my Amazon box.
I do keep boxes too. Lots of boxes, but I don't ever know what to do with the boxes. It's like, it's a really good box. I mean, come on. That's adulthood.
And you give me shit for having a candy drawer.
It's not that you have a candy drawer. It's the fact that your candy's labeled.
It's not labeled.
It's pretty close to it.
I mean, they're clear containers. You can see that there are Crunch Bars in there.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Crunch Bars.
The other one has fruit snacks.
It's neatly organized. Go into my pantry and I'm pretty sure the Rice Krispie treats are on the floor. The ketchup's in the freezer and the bread is in my underwear drawer. And why I even have an underwear drawer is beyond me because I don't even wear it. So yes, when I say you're organized, you're comparing yourself to me.
That's true.
But I will say that I might not have my shit together. But there is time when my house is absolutely clean.
I mean, my house is absolutely clean when I have time off. I was off for just a week and a half, and look at it. My house is clean.
Yeah, your house is pretty clean. It's cleaner than mine right now.
I mean, there's some blankets, but me and Joe had fun on the couch last night. We were building a tent.
Well, that's cute.
I know.
Look at you all being motherly.
I know. It's only gonna I go back to work tonight, so
my kid will ask me, "Do you want to play Barbies?" No, really. No.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's over because I go back to work this week and I'm going to be too tired, but I do try. So we're just moms and we're normal.
We're just moms, real moms, just living our lives. And we just want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's what this whole thing is about. Let's just talk. Let's just have fun.
Let's
engage.
Goes.
Let's not connect.
Or let's do.
You know, I find it ironic that here I am, the blah, blah, blah. The thing that I hate the most is to connect with a person. It's like when I was at school pickup, right? And there was this lady that came up. So I wear these really big, I call them Curious George hats. They're like my signature, okay? I have like probably 16, 17 of these large hats. And for some reason, when I wear my green one, it attracts people. So I stopped wearing it. But I'm waiting for my kid. She's in kindergarten. So this was years ago. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for my kid. I think I'm in shorts with tube socks, flip-flops, but I had my hat on, okay? Just picture it. And this mom, I gave her eye contact. And I could see her walking up to me and instantly my heart's just going. And I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? She's going to say hi to me, you know? And I wanted to pick up my phone and pretend like someone just called me and be like, oh yeah, and then turn around, but I didn't have time. She was coming fast, man.
She was coming for you.
She came up to me and she said, I really like your hat. Okay, the proper thing to say back was, thank you. I should have said that, but I didn't, guys. I said to her, out of sheer panic and nervousness, I said, well, you have a nice nose. Okay? She looked at me and I said, well, I didn't mean that. And then she looked at me again and I said, but I do mean it. It's very nice. It's a nice nose. And then I just turned around and walked away, called my friend, and I said, listen, I've got to take my kid out of this school now. I am humiliated. And I still see that exact same mom 3 years later. And guess what? She has yet to come up to me again. Although I was door dashing once. And I did end up at her house.
Of course you did.
There's the lady that said I had a nice nose and she's delivering me Pizza Hut. So that's me. So I don't like to connect because I get too nervous. But if I do let you in my life, You will learn to connect with me and you will just go with the flow on all the shit that I say and all the shit that I do. And you will actually probably start admiring it.
Yeah. And you'll also find out I'm not really the bitch I look like I am.
Then you're going to actually find out that I am actually the bitch that I really am.
That I look like I am.
And I am the bitch that Dari looks like. And Dari is actually the nice person that I look like.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm really not a nice person.
To be fair, I am somebody who I constantly told I'm gay because I have short hair and a mohawk. I am constantly told I a bitch because I have resting bitch face.
See, I just don't see it.
It's when I'm concentrating on something or when I'm thinking about something. If I'm really, really like looking at like paying attention to something, then somebody thinks I'm an asshole.
Okay, if I step out of our friendship for a minute, then and came into your life as a stranger, I could see the intimidation. I really could.
I mean, I try not to be, and I really, to be fair, I'm 33 years old.
You're young.
You're
just a little baby.
But to be fair, I'm not gonna be somebody. I don't know how to change that part of me anymore.
Well, why do you want to change
and I
that?
don't. I don't. It's part of me. It's who I am. And you know what? If you can't get past it, you can't get past it.
Mm.
And to be fair with you, if you really think that like just the look on my face, you have no idea what I'm thinking. You have no idea what I'm doing. It's like I deal with so many different things during the day, especially when I'm working and I hear stories that are terrible and I hear things that are so bad. And then if you look at the look on my face, it's probably because I have heard something really bad and it's something I am thinking about and I can't change that.
Yeah, so, I am constantly just...
You're just constantly in la la land.
I am. I'm disassociated as fuck all the time.
Although, like, we do have these conversations, though, like the other day where I was deep in thought about this and I think I called you or I texted you. Do you like the crunchy French fries or the soggy French fries?
And then I called her and I was like, I used to do like the crunchy or the soggy. Are you a crunchy fry or are you a soggy fry? I had no idea what she was trying to say. I call her. I'm like, what the hell do you mean? Am I a crunchy fry or a soggy fry?
You didn't answer my question. So then I had to call my brother and I'm like, I have a question. He's like, what? I'm like, well, it's a good thing you answered the phone because Mindy didn't. Do you like the crunchy fries or do you like the soggy fries? Then we had a whole conversation about do you like crunchy bacon or do you like the fatty bacon?
I'm more of a crunchy person. I like crunchy fries, crunchy bacon, crunchy.
See, I like the soggy fries.
See, and I like burnt stuff.
See, so like I told you, we could share a thing of fries.
This is why we balance each other out because what I like, you don't. See, I'm gay,
exactly.
You're straight. I like crunchy, you like soggy. Exactly. You're a planner, I'm not.
Exactly.
See, we would never step on each other's toes.
Ever. We do. So I guess tune in next week. We're going to do this again. We'll see what happens.
And I hope we didn't scare you guys away. I will try harder at not mooing, quacking, rambling. I will probably not be as nervous the next episode.
Yes. And the next episode, we are going to go into something a little bit more different. This one was just fun for you guys to get to know us and see what this is all going to be about. We haven't really dialed down what the next episode's going to be on, but we kind of told you the topics we're looking at and what we're planning on doing. So,
but let's say our email again so people can email us.
If you listen to this and you have ideas and you have any input at all, send us an email at modernmoms@gmail.com. You can also follow us on TikTok at No Bullshit Moms.
You're saying that you say that so like we're so famous.
We have a TikTok.
Yeah,
we're also on Instagram as No Bullshit Moms Podcast. We have set up a lot of things. I don't know.
It's a work in progress.
We're just doing this. Let's see what happens. We have no idea. Also, email us if you want a sticker. We have stickers for No Bullshit Mom Podcast.
Are you fancy like Dari or are you trashy like me?
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
See ya.